Shall I see Mr. All Even in NYC? He's so big. They call him boss. He's a boss. All even. He's so bad.
How we start the pod tonight. Like, share, subscribe, All Even Podcast.
Sun woke me up gentle this morning. Coffee smelling righteous. World looking all right. I stretched my arms and said, if this day gonna be righteous, let it be righteous all the way. And please, my nigga, no bitch assness today.
No bitch assness today.
I don't come to play. I'm not into that games today, baby. It's all about All Even Podcast. I'm in a good mood. Opening day for baseball. All right, we ain't talking about no NFL first. We ain't talking about no NBA. No. It's my time of year. Like, share, subscribe. You can catch me on Instagram and X at All Even Podcast. You listen to the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. I'm all over the place. Like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and friends. Jimmy, how you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
I am fabulous.
That's good.
Thomas Acid.
What's up?
Hello.
How are you?
I talked to you yesterday, didn't I?
Yeah.
Too much of you. Yeah. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Busy day, but good.
Busy day. There's nothing wrong with being busy because busy means productive. You know, in Queens, they had a whale just show up on shore in Rockaway Beach. What is happening? I keep telling you, the world is burning. Even the fish are just like, I want no parts of what's going on out here. There's oil. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I'm just gonna get away. Right? It's terrible.
Yeah. Anytime you see like an animal that's not supposed to necessarily be here, especially like this time.
Yeah.
Like that, you have some concerns.
Big concerns.
Yeah.
Big concerns. So, you know, that's basically what's going on right now. Obviously, you know, we'll discuss that later in the PSA. But I feel good. You know, I was supposed to go to opening day, but it didn't happen because you tend to over prepare for certain things that you're supposed to have done in a day. You had a whole bunch of things to do, so a lot of obligation. I'm like, oh, let me go ahead and be the responsible one and not go to opening day. Come to find out, 20 damn minutes out of my day, I'm thinking it's gonna be 3 hours. Unbelievable. But it's a good thing I didn't go, because the log jam that was in to try to get to Citi Field was crazy. I'm not a person that likes to like be in traffic. I don't mind traffic if it's just like, hey, listen, I'm getting home. But if I'm trying to get into somewhere and there's traffic and I know that, you know, first pitch is at 1:20 and I'm still in traffic at 1:15, now I'm hot. Yeah. Now you're going to get the agitated version of me, and I don't want to be that. I'm going to the game. I'm just trying to be happy. I'm trying to be excited, and I'm mad now because I can't get no damn parking.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah. That's like, I remember last year, maybe the year before, I went to a giveaway night, and like, I'm like, okay, giveaway night, but I didn't expect the giveaway night to be the biggest night of the year. It was like a Brandon Nimmo like shirt giveaway.
Right.
And I was there like an hour early, you know, even an hour and a half early, and I didn't get in until the second inning.
That is insane.
Because the parking was, the main parking was all filled up, so they kicked me out. I had to go back around and park across the street. And I was like furious. I'm like, I just want to go sit down, and I hate like being late. I missed.
I didn't even want no damn free stuff. I just wanted to go to the game.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, people will go crazy for free stuff.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I can't imagine like what it's gonna be like, because now obviously they start construction, and then coming to where the parking garage is, like I can't imagine what it's gonna turn into over there.
You had protesters out there today, I heard. Yeah, we don't want the casino. Ooh, free the Mets. Ooh, shut up. Okay? We don't care about your protest. You have every right to do it if you want to, right? I got no smoke with that. But we don't care.
Yeah.
Because we want the casino so we can be able to get the roof on top of this stadium. That's what we want. All right? We in Queens. We in New York. There's snow. It gets cold. We want a dome on this thing. That's what we want. So if the casino can be able to pay for that, let Cohen have it. Don't care. Don't care. You know what I mean? The only thing I care about is that they over here doing the damn construction for the soccer stadium, and it's causing chaos at Citi Field. I don't like that. Yeah. I don't like that. Find a different time to be able to do this. It's baseball time. Don't be impeding on what we gotta do over here. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what, 6 months?
Yeah. How you choose now?
Yeah. Now you're gonna go all into it now.
Can't stand them.
Yeah.
It's always like when city construct, they just do things randomly. Like, y'all choose to do this today. You couldn't do this at night. I never understand why construction is not done at night all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't do things in the daytime and you're going to mess up traffic. And then you got the guys that work there. They can't even direct traffic the right way. Lazy as hell.
Yeah.
Come on now.
It's just like dangerous for them too, because some people obviously get irritated. Like when it's at night, like no one's really on the road.
Nobody's out there.
You could close part of the roads off, and people go, people on the road can go the other way.
And people are not pissed off at night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in the daytime, when they try to get somewhere, it's like, come on now. And you don't know what you're doing? I'm putting hands on you. Yeah. I'm putting hands on you. Because I know this is not your regular job, so you wouldn't trade for this. Yeah. They just put you out here. You know what I mean?
It is crazy. I don't know if you ever had issues with the police officers at Citi Field, but I'm convinced that they're fake. Every time I'm there, I'm like, that's not real. Because if you're real, you know how to do your job better. And I'm like, how many times I get the urge to just completely go by, but I know not to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, they're not real.
Those are the police officers that are like on probation, and they're just like they're like a mistake away from getting fired. You're on Met duty today.
Traffic duty.
What? How am I on traffic? That's where you are. That's where you are. That's the job before you get canned. That's what happens. Lots to get into today. Obviously, we're going to talk about opening day with the Mets. Really, really cool. I have the other stuff here. We have Myles Garrett news, Tom Brady news. Very interesting. I wanted this thing to happen when I heard it. And damn the NFL. Okay, I'm Team Brady all the way with this. I don't like it, right? There's Puka Nacua negotiations, allegations. Jimmy, I would like for you to pull that up for me to be able to get some information on that as well. The Jets are zeroing in on a quarterback, and I don't like it. I talked about it before. I was like, I'm fine with it. I've changed my mind. Okay, I've changed my mind. Cam Thomas gets cut again. We're going to talk about it. The Rockets, Isiah Thomas says something very interesting about the Bulls and Kevin Durant. So we're doing that, cross-generational thing. And I always hate those conversations, but I want to listen to what he had to say. And then I'm going to share my opinions about that. Irrelevant news of the week. And the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
So let's just get right into it. Opening day for the Mets. We was lit. All right. We just talked about it. Traffic was crazy. Everybody's excited to get to Citi Field. People are stepping over each other, throwing kids out of the way. They want to get to the damn stadium. That's what I like to see. All right. The only time I like to see kids getting thrown out of the way is get into a Mets game. Get out of my way, little kid. You have no idea what's happening. Right. I need to get to my seat. But Paul Skenes is on the mound for the Pirates. We got Freddie Peralta on the mound for us. And I said last night on Queens Get the Money, chalk it up to a loss. Chalk it up to a loss because we got the reigning Cy Young guy on the mound for the Pirates. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. And shouts to Bishop. He was at the game today. Obviously, he's making fun of me because I was supposed to go and said, yeah, whatever. But he was there. He was on Queens Get the Money last night in the comments, and he was like, nah, I'm calling a dub. I'm calling a dub for the Mets. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be positive. I'm not going to be talking no negative stuff. I will take it. Well, man, oh man, did that escalate quickly, huh? 37 pitches into the first inning. Paul Skenes gets rocked. I won't even call it rocked. It was more unfortunate things that happened, but they ran up the pitch count on him. Mm-hmm. It was 2 outs, and we just had a rally. It was great. And I believe that if this was any other game, mid-season, he stays in, right? Mm-hmm. First game of the season, you don't want to go ahead and really like aggravate it to the point where it's like, okay, like you want to take him, you want to take your time with a guy like Paul Skenes. Not saying that he's fragile, but it's the first game of the season. It's not a big deal. You're on the road. You're the Pirates. Nobody expects you to do anything, right? So that was exciting. And man, did we get a lot of stuff in this game. We got Freddie Peralta, struggled a little bit. Up and down performance, I would say uneven. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible, right? Mm-hmm. Gave up 4 runs, had 6 strikeouts, went 5, I believe, right? Yeah. So, that's kind of what you're going to see from him outside of the 4 earned runs. I can't. Freddie Peralta is not a guy that's going to go 7, like consistently. He's going to go 5, going to go 6, hopefully. But this is what he does. He can strike out. He gets a lot of swings and misses. And you're going to see the ERA anywhere between 3.5 and lower than that. So I'm okay with what I saw from him. New team. I'm sure he was very amped up to be here. Family's in the building, right? He has a lot of family that's in New York. So chalk it up to just first game jitters with a new team. Everybody contributed to this game, and that's what I liked about it. Mm-hmm. You had, Soto get RBIs. You had my man Robert Jr. get RBIs. You got my man Brett Beatty getting RBIs. Mm-hmm. You get my man El Troll with a jack. What inning was that? 7?
Yeah, I believe it was the. Were they back to back?
Yeah, it was back to back.
Yeah,
him and Benj.
6th or 7th inning.
Yeah, 6th or 7th inning. Him and Benj went back to back, and Benj was the guy today. That he was my player of the game for a kid, 23 years old. He was in. I think there's a stat where he said that he's the 3rd guy to have a walk, home run, and stolen base on opening day. It's Bonds, somebody else, and Carson Benj. Mm-hmm. This is a kid that he just gets it. Mm-hmm. I called it last night. I said, look, don't be surprised if Carson Benj hits a home run. And what the kid do? Smack a home run right to right field. It was great. It was absolutely great. This is what I'm talking about. One game. I'm not saying that they're going to win a World Series like friggin' Donovan Mitchell did on X. Already jinxed us, right? Absolute jinx. But what I'm going to tell you is that the vibes are completely different.
Yeah, it looked like a team.
Yeah.
Not just players.
Yeah. It's a complete 180 from any time last season of how I felt. Yeah. I never felt this excited, not one game last season.
Yeah.
Not one game.
Also, too, like, how, granted, too, like, it's opening day, everyone's excited, but, like, the way that they were amping each other up looked like as if they're in the playoffs. Yeah.
Like, Brett Beatty when he got the triple, man, he was like, you would have thought that this was a game winner, how he behaved. Yeah. That's the passion that I love.
Yeah, 100%.
You can tell that kid just wants to play baseball. He's grown on me, right? I dog Brett Beatty at the start of last season, right? Get him off the team. I want him fitted to go to Mars. And he got to stay, all right? He's not going anywhere. Vientos, on the other hand, was over here cheerleading. That's where you belong. It's either that or you fitting to go to Mars. So everybody contributed, loved it. Bo Bichette had 3 strikeouts, but he did have an RBI as well. So everybody just did what they had to do. Everybody was very disciplined at the plate today. That's what I liked. Worked the count. Mm-hmm. They didn't swing at bad pitches. Mm-hmm. That's what you're going to see all season. You have disciplined hitters on this team, which is going to make it very difficult for pitching staffs the entire year.
Yeah.
This is a lineup that's very good.
Yeah, because like now you're more like you have discipline, you have some speed, you have some power.
Yeah.
That obviously contributes to a lot of runs.
Balance.
Yeah, because Lindor had 3 walks today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 3 runs.
Yeah.
Like that's every time he got on base, he scored.
Yep.
So if you have that, and then you have Soto has the power, Bichette has and then we were talking about it last night how Bichette has the ability to get over 120 RBIs this year.
Yeah, I can see. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be shocked if he drove in 120.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like overall, it was just like I didn't get to really watch that much live because I was on the road. But from what I saw, just like you said, like just so much like energy. Granted, like everyone's excited opening day, but like it just felt different. Like you didn't have to be that excited on the team, but they were, and they really you could see that they have each other's backs. Even it was the first O'Neal Cruz when it went over his head.
Yeah.
I think that was the Beatty
That was the triple. Yeah.
Where Soto like was smiling. I just wanted to like feel like, oh, now you know Soto's from all the smiling like jokes last year. But you could tell like he honestly he didn't smile, and he didn't
smile
look like
much.
He was really into it. But I'm like, okay, this is a really good sign. Like Soto's smiling on the first day of
I
work.
think
So.
I just think that year 2 he's just a lot more comfortable
it's just
now.
it's easier. Like the weight's not there as much.
Right. People are not like the whole $700 million man.
Yeah.
Is not a thing anymore. You know what I mean? Like that's all what people talked about the first 3 months. Oh, when Mr. $700 million man, he's struggling. How are you struggling? You got 12 home runs through the first like 50 games.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. What are you talking about? But he just looks more relaxed. Look like he's having fun. The team, it's just a different team. That's just all it is. Like you can just tell that the vibes are different. I'm not saying that. Nimmo and McNeil and Alonso are bad guys. They can be great guys, but sometimes it just is not a good mix. Yeah. And you need to find the right mix of guys to be able to have great chemistry. That's all it is. Like, you know what I mean? I just believe that getting those guys out of the clubhouse and bringing in new life to a team that you want to go ahead and like put your stamp on it. This is David Stern's official team now. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? He tore it down, he built it back up, and this is his team. So I'm good with it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. The one thing that I saw, that was just like, I'm foreshadowing something happening here. Hey, Luis Garcia, you might have to get fitted, okay? Whatever special patch you need to feel comfortable with the suit that you're going to have, so they're going to send your ass to Jupiter, that's where you're going. I didn't like what I saw from him. You know what I mean? Like, Tobias Myers looked all right. He gave up a home run, but it was one of those, like, wall scrapers. Not a big deal, right? He settled down. He was good. But Luis Garcia, didn't like what I saw there.
I got to go back and check that. I didn't see anything from him. But he gave up 2. I saw he gave up 2 runs.
Yeah.
But I didn't see him pitch.
Yeah, he gave up. It was a walk. It was a double down the line. Mm-hmm. And then it was another hit, I believe. I didn't like what I saw with him. Mm-hmm. But it's one game, but I just see certain things happening. They already made the call. I said, look, Kimbrel, we thought it was Love Lady. No, it might be the other guy here. So just be ready. just be ready. Because, any day now. That's all I'm saying. Luis Garcia, you got 2 more of these, right? You got 2 more of these. Damn that. First of all, we left a lot of men on base. And everybody on X was like, yo, just be happy. We're winning. No. You want to make sure that you're cleaning things up even in wins. Because when you don't clean up bad things in wins, they tend to creep up on you late. Mm-hmm. So that's all I'm saying. It's the first game. I'm not going to kill, but leaving those type of runners on base is no. We need to make sure that we are capitalizing on runs. But yeah, didn't like the Luis Garcia thing of that. And then they had Devin Williams warming up. I was just, I don't want him in here.
Yeah, because it was a
11
game at that point.
It was 11-7 at that point when they started warming him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, too, like, personally, I like minus 4 of those runs because of O'Neal Cruz.
Right.
So also that thing's like when you're talking about like leaving runners on base. It's
Yeah.
like, then it's what's math? 11, 10, 9, 8.
That's
it's
7.
a tie game.
Yeah, it's a tie game.
Yeah. So
because between Brendan Lau and O'Hearn, they worked this out.
yeah.
I don't want listen. When Lau leaves Queens, ban him. Ban him from coming back because I ain't like the way he was doing Peralta. I don't like that. Don't come here and smack around our new pitcher like that. We don't take that well. You know what I mean? Take your ass back to Pittsburgh with that garbage. I don't like it. Smack him around. I like that. You know what I mean?
I remember like I was that last trade deadline, like the Mets were pretty interested in him.
Yeah,
and even,
very aggressive.
going into this season.
Right.
But I was surprised. I'm like, oh, like I thought he would be a Mets piece, but then I was like,
And O'Hearn was some guy. What was a guy that we were looking at too?
After Pete left, like I thought pretty much he like, oh, that's our replacement.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was with the Orioles. Pete signs. I'm like, oh, he's coming here.
Right. There was definitely some interest, but you know, I guess you know Stearns had his eye on Polanco and all that. But everybody looked good. Like, you know, Benj is going to be a project, a work in progress in right field. He has the speed to be able to get the balls, but he took some bad angles. You know, I believe that maybe the sight lines, he's just not used to it yet. So he has to get the sight lines in regards to how, like, because, you know, the decks behind you can really be able to, like, knock off your depth perception. Yeah. So he has to learn the dimensions of what his angles are, how much space he has behind him and stuff like that. So, you know, those are just little negative things that you take away, but it's not something that he cannot improve on. He's going to get better at those things. You know what I mean?
It's his first game. They're like professional. Like he has to kind of learn his surroundings and stuff. Oh, I mean, yeah, he'll get better.
Yeah, I give him anywhere between 10 to 15 games to actually feel comfortable with the home games to be able to understand exactly what the dimensions are and how to be able to get to the ball. Plus, he has a whole bunch of veterans there. You got to learn Spanish. You know what I mean? Be able to figure out what the hell Robert's telling him. But those things he'll be able to get. So, all in all, man, it was a great day. It's a great day to be a Met. Great day for baseball. It's official opening day. Like, we know that the Yankees and Giants played last night, but you know, today is opening day for baseball, and it's just a great time of the year, honestly. This is not my favorite time of the year, but I do love the fact that basketball is kind of winding down the regular season, heading into the playoffs. Baseball has started. Hockey's doing the same thing. They're winding down, headed to the playoffs. Football is in their off season. So it's a very interesting time in sports right now. So loved it. Shouts to everybody that was there in the building that made the atmosphere great. You know, Carson Benj, his family was there. Everybody was really supportive. Shouts to everybody that was there. Alfred was there. Shouts to Metropolitan Report. He was on the scene. So, just a lot of good things from opening day for the Mets. Salute. Moving on. Now we have some Myles Garrett news. Very interesting. There's a restructuring here that people are now looking at it like, wait a second. This restructure looks a little weird because it's one thing to restructure your deal, but it's another thing to make it more plausible for a trade. So I'll go ahead and tell you. So Garrett was set to receive a $16.5 million option bonus. He will now wait close to the regular season to receive that. So what that means is that there's cap flexibility for teams to be able to absorb that contract before the bonus hits. Which means that the Browns are literally, they have this window to be able to possibly make a Myles Garrett trade. which makes sense for both sides because the Browns are not contenders. They can probably get there, but they need a lot of building. Myles Garrett is 31. He's a great player, right? The most dominant defensive player in the league right now. But at this point, he might want to go somewhere to compete for a title. We've had these conversations before in regards to Myles Garrett possibly moving on. Is there a window now for some teams to be able to strike? Because what is it going to take to get a Myles Garrett? 2 first-round picks, maybe some extra stuff? I'd probably get the deal done. If I'm the Jets, we got some picks for you, right? But we're not ready for Myles Garrett. That's the problem. So we go ahead and blow 2 first-round picks on Myles Garrett. The team is still not ready to compete. 31-year-old Myles Garrett with this version of the New York Jets, not going to work. Kansas City Chiefs can probably make that deal because they're a contending team, and them making a deal for Garrett, the fact that those picks are going to be later in the draft, not a big deal to them, right? So they can probably take a risk on that. The Philadelphia Eagles, probably be a deal. Nobody wants to see that. No one wants to see that. The most interesting team out of all the teams, maybe even the Rams will try, because the Rams don't care about picks, so they might be all in for him. Then the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys, I think might be the most plausible destination for Myles Garrett. Why, you ask? They traded their guy. You know what I mean? They traded Micah Parsons. They shored up their interior line. But you trading a Micah Parsons, you need to have edge rushers to be able to do what they do. You don't have that right now. You go ahead and make a trade for Myles Garrett. You now shore up your edge rushing as well as your interior line. Now you're talking about one of the best defensive front lines in all of football. You got your quarterback. You got your wide receivers. You got your running backs. You got a good tight end. Now you might end up catapulting yourself not to the top of the NFC, but you're going to be in the conversation with other teams like the Rams, Seahawks were the champs, Green Bay, San Francisco. All of these teams that are there, Detroit, maybe the Bears if you want to put them in there. So they might have to do this because Dak's not getting any younger. CeeDee Lamb is on the contract, yes, but you want to make sure that you have a surefire disruptor on your defensive line that's going to allow your defense to be better, your secondary to be better, so guys don't have to necessarily worry about being locked down corners. They can be able to kind of play the zones and figure it out while you have disruptors on your line being able to get to the quarterback. That makes sense for the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm going to monitor this very closely, but I would not be shocked if Jerry Jones says, you know what, I think we want Myles Garrett. I think we should go ahead and go get him. I can see it happening. So we're going to see what happens with that. Is anybody shocked that Travis Kelce re-signed for 3 years? That shocked me. Because I was like, wasn't your ass talking about retiring? All of a sudden you back for 3 years?
Yeah, I would say 1 year, okay.
Yeah.
But 3 years is a little interesting.
He's old.
Yeah, because it was kind of like he got questioned obviously last year. It's like, oh, are you going to retire? Are you going to stay? But a 3-year deal is just I feel like jarring. No one kind of expected that. It was either kind of maybe like a 1 more year, let's go out and win another one, and then that's it.
Well, you know what it is, too?
I don't know.
You know what it is? The fact that Kansas City, they don't really care about giving the money because their whole organization is a bunch of crooks. The fact that they went ahead and moved the team to Kansas and finagled the situation to the point where the state of Kansas is getting no money for the actual for the stadium being built in Kansas. All of the money is going into the Hunt's family's pocket, every single dollar. I don't know what type of crime family this is, but man, oh man, whoever is getting bought under the table, this has to be investigated. I've never heard of a deal like this in my life. And all the state of Kansas is getting, you know all they're getting? Just give us a suite. You just want a suite. You don't want nothing else.
Yeah, that's like nothing like tourist related coming from the Kansas City Chiefs like ever going back into Kansas.
Yeah, it's nasty work.
Yeah.
So what happens to all the people in Kansas City? They gotta go travel 100 miles to be able to root for the team? It's nonsense.
That is correct, because Kansas City is in Kansas City, like all the like, the Royals and everything.
Yeah, it's in Missouri.
Yeah.
Kansas is another state.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Cause where like literally going over state like different state lines, is a bit ridiculous.
Listen,
like,
I'm gonna send you this video that this guy broke it down. It's nasty work. I don't know what type of Medicaid they went ahead and got, but this is crazy. It's crazy. So Travis Kelce got that money. He got the crime family money. That's fine. If you want to go ahead and take it, that's fine. But everybody talks about, Travis Kelce is such a great tight end. He is. But he ain't the best Kansas City tight end in history. That's Tony Gonzalez. What are we talking about? I haven't heard Gonzalez's name for years. He's the man. Travis Kelce, in regards to playoffs, okay, cool, that's fine. But Gonzalez is the guy. Travis Kelce reminds me of an old ass Jason Witten. That's what he looks like now. He can't move. He can still catch 3rd and 5. I'll give it to him, but he's not getting any yak. He's not getting any yards after the catch. So we'll see what happens. I think Kansas City, yes, if you want to keep Travis Kelce, I got no problem with that. But at some point, you have to start preparing for the future. You don't want to just rely on Travis Kelce being your option when he's slowing down, he's not as effective as he used to be, and you need to have weapons that can be able to push the ball downfield. That's where the Chiefs stop being exciting when they stop doing the big plays because they don't have the personnel for it. You have to find ways to get that personnel back. So, shouts to him. He has a wedding to prepare for as well. It's a big off season for him, but I was just like 3 years. 2 years, yeah, but 3, no.
And that just looks bad down the line, obviously.
Yeah. That feels like a cut at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I doubt they do that just because of the respect, and they'll try to find a way. He'll probably retire before they even go ahead and cut him. You know what I'm saying? And kind of rework that deal. Tom Brady news. Really interesting. Tom Brady said something that got me hyped. I was like, nah, if this is true, they should have let this happen. Tom Brady inquires about NFL return. Brady want to come back. I don't know if it's still now, but maybe he inquired. He was thinking about returning. And says that he remains very happily retired. But, when those heavily competitive guys, i.e. Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, there's been other people that they're such competitors that they always feel that they can come back and play. Jordan said it himself that he still had the itch up to until he was like 50. Every year he would say, I think I want to come back. I think I want to come back. I think I want to come back. Tom Brady is going to deal with the same thing until he's about 50. Once he hits 50, he's going to be like, all right, I'm just too old to even think about playing football now, right? He's close to it, but he's still in his 40s, so he's just like, Might be a shot. Might be a shot. But the NFL was just like, Tom, we like you. Hell, we love you. It would send the ratings through the roof. Revenue for the team would be amazing. You'd probably be the number one selling jersey in all of football. Here's the problem. You own the damn Raiders. So no, we can't have a player owner playing. We just can't do it. There's too much conflict of interest there, right? If Brady doesn't like, if some dude doesn't catch the ball across the middle and Brady's upset, all you're going to hear about, guy gets cut after the game, right? I'm the owner. I can do whatever I want, right? If you don't do what I say, you're gone. And so you can't really have that. I understand it. But man, would I have loved to see it. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm running this play, and if you don't run it right, some of y'all are not gonna be here next week. So just make sure that you do exactly what I tell you to do. You know what I mean? If you don't catch this pass across the middle, you may get a phone call. That's the type of pressure that builds champions. All right, pressure makes diamonds, doesn't it? That's what I'm saying. Tom Brady would have made that Raiders team go from zeros to heroes in the first season. You see what he did with the Bucks. Bucks are trash. Man comes in here, COVID. Who cares? People are dying across the world. I'm going to come here and win a Super Bowl. That's what Tom Brady does. That's what he does. World's on fire. Tom Brady's going to win a Super Bowl. World's on fire right now for different reasons. Bring Tom Brady back to be able to get some happiness and joy around the NFL. That's all I'm saying. There's a method to this madness. That's all I'm saying. It works. We've never had a player owner before. We've had player coaches in basketball. Do it. If there's one person that could be able to break a mold, it's Tom Brady. Just do it.
It is like crazy. He's like watching all that. He's like, I've had enough of this. I'm just gonna take over.
Yeah. He's like, listen, I can draft Mendoza, right? But he's not me. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to sit here and talk to him, and maybe he's not understanding what the hell and I have no patience. The only patience I have for anybody is for my kids, right? I can be able to sit there and tell them about football. You're not my damn kid, man. It's either you get it or you don't. And if you don't get it, I'm gonna play. You know what I mean?
Just rips the jersey off.
Yeah.
I could be
mid-game. Mid-game, he's all right, enough. I spoke to Roger Goodell. I'm in now. Okay, Mendoza, hey, have a seat. 2 years. You'll be ready, right? Just come watch me for 2 years. Just do it. Why not? Right? There's nothing in the bylaws that says this probably. They're probably gonna try to like rush and write it in now. Hey, listen, we gotta stop these ex-players from trying to. This the Brady rule. It's all right. Okay? When Tom Brady got low bridge all those years ago, back at, I think it was like 2011, right? Maybe earlier than that. The Tom Brady rule was in. You can't chop block quarterbacks anymore. Anything that Brady does, there's a rule for it. Just make a rule. You know, if you want to be an owner, you have the ability to be a player as well if you're an ex-player, but the law is you can only do it for a season. One season you can do it, but you can't do it for any longer than that because there's a conflict of interest going forward. The Tom Brady rule. That's all I'm saying. I'd love to see it. So Tom Brady, don't give up on it. I know you say you're happily retired. It's fine, but don't give up on it because Mendoza, he's good, but he's not you. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. I would love to see Tom Brady. I'm telling you right now. I love the guy. I love the guy. The fact that he's retired and he's no longer tormenting my Jets, yeah, why not? Come back. I liked Tom Brady when he was on the Bucks. What was there to hate? What was there to hate? The man won the Super Bowl and was drunk as hell at the parade, throwing the trophy around. That's the type of Brady I like. You know what I mean? It's great. Moving on. Jets news. You know, a couple of weeks ago, I said, look, if the Jets draft Ty Simpson, I don't like it, but I'm not going to sit here and protest, right? It is what it is. I was comfortable with them, like maybe taking them in the second round or whatever it is. But I'm not. I heard the news about 16 a couple of weeks ago. I was just like, all right. But I didn't realize that this was going to catch steam, that there was like smoke behind this. I don't like it because what I'm hearing right now is Ty Simpson is meeting with the Jets brass. He's sitting down with them. They're getting more comfortable with this kid. We need a wide receiver, damn it. Okay? I don't want to draft a quarterback at 16. If you want to take a quarterback in the 3rd round, 4th round, go ahead. There's nothing wrong with that. But why would you go ahead and take a risk in a draft that is a weak quarterback draft when all you have to do is wait 1 year? That's it. Just wait 1 season. You already brought Geno bum-ass in here. I don't need somebody learning from Geno. Get him out of here so you can be able to get another veteran in here and get a nice young player to be able to learn from that veteran. I don't want Ty Simpson picking up any bad habits from Geno Smith. Yeah, I'm going to show you how to be able to not read this defense across the middle and just throw it up in the air. I don't want that. I don't want Ty Simpson. Everybody's like, oh, we need a guy that has, a lot of big game experience. Ty Simpson has that. He played out of Alabama. But that doesn't mean that he's good. That doesn't mean that. That's what I'm saying. We need an edge rusher. We're going to go get Reese, right? I'm sure we're going to get Reese. But at 16, you got to go wide receiver. Best player available. It's not going to be Ty Simpson. Best player available will be a wide receiver at that point or safety. Why would you blow a number 16 pick on him? That's what I'm saying. It may end up working out, but let it work out next season. There's too much on the line, all right? That man, Arch, is out there. I don't give a damn what the rumors I heard. Oh, the Mannings don't want to play in New York. That's horse shit, okay? I don't want to hear that. They would want to play in New York as long as the infrastructure with the Jets is good. And what they're building right now looks good. You want to come to the Jets now. 3 years ago, absolutely not. But you want to come now because there's a foundation being built. You understand what I'm saying? You have experience with New York. That's all I'm saying. There's so many good quarterbacks next year. Why would you do this with Ty Simpson? I'm going to tell you right now, guys. If they do this, I'm going to be upset. And it's going to even further my delay, right? I'm not cheering for the Jets in 26. I'm not doing it. So it doesn't matter. But I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Don't do this. It's too damn early to take a quarterback when you have needs. You need a wide receiver. You need a big body wide receiver. You need safety. You need some other stuff. Don't get no damn quarterback at 16. That's all I'm saying. Especially not him. Arch. Okay? That's what you want. Arch. Not Dante Moore. We don't want his ass. Arch. That's it. I heard that, seen him in person. That dude is huge. Pause. A big guy. That's what I want. Big quarterback, 6'4", 6'5". I don't want this guy. I'm sorry. Enough. I know bad quarterbacks. If there's one thing I know, it's how to sniff out bad quarterbacks. I said that Geno Smith was going to be hot garbage when he came to the Jets all those years back. Knew it. Okay? It took him years to be able to find out how to play quarterback. And he went right back to being the old Geno. And everybody's like, oh, I like the interview that he gave that he's so excited about being on the Jets. And I'm bought in now. No. See, this is what happens. This is what happens when you break up with somebody and you go ahead and there's separation, right? There's some distance here for a while. And then you see the person again. Oh my goodness, hey, the person looks good. Oh my goodness, let's sit down and have a conversation. Oh, they look like they seem very mature now. Looks like they've turned a new leaf. It's the same person, okay? The same triggers that let you kick the person to the curb the first time is still there. And once you spend a weekend with the person, you're going to be like, oh, man, that's why I hate you. Ah, yeah. Comes floating back now. That's why I hate you. That's what Geno does. He's speaking good now until he throws 5 interceptions in the first 3 games, and everybody's going to be like, that's him. He tricked us again. He's not tricking me. I know exactly what a bad quarterback is, and it's Geno Smith. Okay, just like Zach Wilson, just like all the other bums that have come along. I know I can sniff them out. Ty Simpson has the same feel like a Zach Wilson to me, like a J.J. McCarthy. They're all the same. No. That's all it is, right? And if we do that, the Jets will be a dummy. Yeah. All the stuff that you done didn't matter. All the good trades and all the draft stock that you've accumulated, you've ruined it if you go ahead and you draft Ty Simpson. Come on now. Jet gon' jet if they do this. That's what they're going to say. Just like there's LOL Mets, LOL Jets. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We're going to move on to your team here. You have, I need to hear from you. I'm not going to say nothing. Not going to say anything. I'm just going to mute up and hear what you got to say. What's wrong with your man, Cam Skattbo?
He's just so you. The CTE is showing, been showing, the extra showing early with those comments. What he said that CTE was fake and
he said that concussions are not real.
Concussions and then asthma or something.
Yeah,
asthma not real. Like it's just the person kind of bringing that on. Basically, like it's no evidence actually being real, which is crazy.
Concussion is not real. Asthma is not real. When I seen it, right? You know how you have a reaction to things like, oh my God, like why would somebody say something like that? Mm-hmm. When I saw it, I said, not shocked.
Yeah.
Like there was no other reaction from me. Like, yo, I was just like, yeah, I can see that because he looks like that. Yeah. He looks like an idiot. Yeah. He does. I'm sorry.
Right when he was drafted, I believe it was preseason. Like there was a video like circulating of him when he's at Arizona State and just taking his head like and banging into
smashing,
a wall.
And the teammates are just like, okay, that's what we're doing.
So clearly he's got some things going on with him. So I really honestly wouldn't take anything. Obviously he says seriously, but still like you publicly going out as a public figure, going out there as a New York Giant, like not no random team, like saying this stuff is crazy. It's a bad look.
Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense why the Giants were just like, yo, Kenneth Walker is out there. Maybe we should go get Kenneth Walker. Because they're just like, we can't rely on this dumb idiot here. He's an idiot. Like, we just have to chalk it up as a loss, right? When you buy a lemon from the used car lot, it's a lemon, right? You can't fix it. You're not going to try to change this into a street racer unless you got great mechanics, right? Ain't no mechanic can fix him. He's broken. He's an idiot. So just let him be him. I'm sure he's one of those, if you know what I'm talking about, right? I'm sure he's one of those. He looks the part. So doesn't surprise me at all, but they got to be careful because you're in New York. You have a lot of influence because people like you, and then you're going to keep going on shows and you're going to keep spreading your idiocy around. That's not somebody who you want representing your franchise. I'm sorry. Yeah. He's young, so I'm not going to completely write him off. You can be able to grow some maturity, but there's also the other side of that where you'll just continue to go down the wrong path. So this is a sign. That's all I'm saying. Giants fans, this is a sign, all right? The cracks are starting to show. That's all I'm saying. Anything else from you?
It also too, like, it makes you wonder why, because like the Giants do have like a good running back class like on their team. Like it makes you wonder why like they allegedly pushed so hard to potentially get Kenneth Walker. So whether it be the injury or maturity, whatever it may be.
Oh, there's an injury.
Yeah.
There's an injury.
Yeah. So, it's just interesting, but I'm sure, Harbaugh would, I'm just expecting a check on him.
Oh, yeah. I'm
have
sure he got a phone call.
Yeah. So, it's just that, the team as a whole is just very interesting characters on the team, but that type of just literally nonsense, just gotta cut that out. So.
Gibberish.
Yeah.
Absolute gibberish. But hey, this is the world that we live in now. Is that everybody has a mic. Everybody can be able to say what inner monologue they have in their head. When before it was just like, that sounds really stupid in my head, and maybe I shouldn't say it. People don't have those restrictor plates anymore. Like Gen Z, they don't have it. They don't. You know what I mean? There's a lot of you two are smart Gen Zers, but man, there's a lot of idiots that make you guys look very, very bad. And Cam Skattbo he is waving the flag of idiocy for you guys. He is waving it. Yeah. I'm the spokesperson for being an idiot. So
I was telling I wouldn't be surprised if literally you heard that from RFK, just speaking.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see him with RFK.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Moving on. Do you have, sir, the Puka Nacua allegations?
Yes, I did pull them up. So, suppose he's accused of biting two women on New Year's Eve and making an anti-Semitic statement.
Silent Assassin has a very, very funny look on her face right now. She can't hold it. So, here's the part to me that knows that where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Remember on the field last year, he had an anti-Semitic touchdown dance. He did it.
Yeah.
So for somebody to claim that he did some other anti-Semitic stuff, it plays. Right?
Reasonable.
We seen the podcast or heard stuff that he said on that podcast. Man, oh man. This is somebody who, his brother, stealing cars from people. There is a track record here. But we have to let this play out. I'm not gonna talk about this like he did it because it's an allegation, right? Biting somebody on the shoulder is wild. And then biting somebody's finger, wild. And I think the fact that there was the testimony of saying that, like, she yelled out in pain or something. Obviously, somebody bites you on the finger. What are you gonna do?
Like a
She
dog.
screamed.
You know what I mean?
She screamed in acute pain.
Like, yes, yes. That's what comes with that.
Yeah. That's just so I can't imagine that's just some guy or whatever comes up to you and just grabs you and bites you on the finger. Like, what do you do?
I don't. I think they were in a car or something like that. I believe.
Yeah, they
it's
were in a
just weird.
Sprinter van, and he laid into the lap and crotch area of the plaintiff and bit her companion's thumb.
He's got issues. That's
Alleged.
So weird.
Allegedly. He said he's going to countersue for defamation.
Listen,
So weird.
that's probably what you got to do. You know what I mean? Because I need to see everything come out. I'm not gonna say that he did this, but again, he's had some questionable things that he did last season, and I'm just like, all right, there's something here, but we're gonna isolate that, right? We can't compound that, but yeah.
I think there was I don't remember the details. I believe it was last year he had some problems with his child's mom or something, and then they were obviously not together anymore.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a record of
Yeah,
him being-
there's some type of inconsistencies with this guy.
Yeah.
I believe that the Rams, they love him because obviously when you think about Puka Nacua, he's a top 5 receiver. Like, he's up there with JSN. He's up there with Justin Jefferson. He's up there with those guys. But if he becomes more of a headache than you can deal with, you can be able to get rid of him, get some assets, or just swap out another receiver, right? That's an option. So I'm going to watch this closely, because if it does happen to be true, he's going to miss some games. So what do the Rams do? Do they stand behind their receiver and support him, or do you cut bait? Lose that type of talent, but you get that headache off your team. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we'll see. We'll see. Moving on. Let's see what else we got here. It's time for Irrelevant News of the Week.
You got to be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch the... I mean, yeah, they stink.
Every week we go ahead and discuss some interesting topics. I have some really fun ones this week. Let's go ahead. Jimmy, see you later. Let's see here. Okay. So we have Justin. Health inspectors found thawed seafood and food being stored in non-food grade orange buckets. According to records obtained by whatever news station this was, when a woman reported getting sick after eating Mama Tina's gumbo, the customer said she had chills and was throwing up blood before health inspectors found multiple violations, which led to the temporary closure of the Houston Rodeo Gumbo Shop.
Wait, wasn't that Beyonce's mom?
Was it?
I believe so. I saw like Beyonce's
She owns it?
mom. Let me fact check it, but I'm pretty
what?
sure that was Tina. Tina Knowles is her mom, I believe.
Yo, Houston, Tina. Matter of fact, hold on. There's a picture on this thing. I think you're right.
Yeah, it's Beyonce's mom.
I think you're right. Yeah, that's the picture. Yo, that's nasty work.
Yeah, I saw like people like I saw on TikTok that they had the stand at the whatever the music thing, and people were just getting sick, and then they shut down the stand. So it's Beyonce's mom's stand.
That's disgusting, man. Like you got. That's why you gotta be careful of where you eat, man. Like, I'm not opposed to going out and having a good time and going to a restaurant, but like I'm very happy being in my house eating, what my wife prepares or I prepare, like, or a family member that we know and trust prepares and brings it over. But you gotta be careful with these places, man.
I feel like it goes both ways, because obviously I feel like they have enough money where they can get all the proper equipment and all that stuff, but also
they cut corners.
Like it's like, well, I'm Beyonce's mom. People are gonna come and try my food. I don't care about what type of storage we have.
We're gonna cut corners. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and save money. It doesn't really matter. We don't care about these people. We just care about trying to increase our revenue as much as possible. It's just nasty. It's just nasty work that you would be able to like put people's health at risk just for $1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like when you're involving like meat and seafood, like that can knock somebody out for life. Like,
can kill you.
Want to mess
Could
with
literally
that.
kill you.
Yeah. Yeah. So that like taking risks is like that's crazy.
Now, granted, she being the face of it or the owner, she doesn't necessarily have to know that this is going on.
Yeah, she's probably not there.
Yeah, but it just looks bad. Yeah. The fact that your name is on this establishment and this is going on. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now you're gonna have to do PR damage and all this other stuff, but that's nasty work.
Yeah.
Orange buckets. Where'd you get it from? Home Depot?
Yeah. Yeah.
A Home Depot bucket?
Mm-hmm.
It's nasty. Let's see here. Moving on. Did you see Drewski?
Yeah, that was some video. I was like rolling.
Yo, Drewski, this may be the one that sets them on fire. This one, because I've already seen the reactions, right? Ted Cruz, oh, this is despicable. It's spot on. Damn that.
that was pure like entertainment.
Yeah.
For anyone, that was just hilarious. And, like
Spot on.
the stares, like where the blue contacts in his eyes, was just hilarious.
The dance when the flares are going off, like, bruh, like, he got it.
Yeah.
Like, Drewski got it. He got it. Shouts to Drewski. That I seen it last night. I couldn't stop laughing because it was so on point.
It's like perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole like even like what he was talking about, and then just like the impersonation.
Yeah.
Was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was because I know like it was a few months ago he did like a redneck, like a
That got
dress up.
backlash. Yeah.
Yeah, but this one is like I feel like was personally I thought it was more entertaining. It was just like the impersonation of it.
Well, you know,
was
was crazy to know the redneck one didn't get backlash. That one, I think there was some parts of some communities it was like it was the pastor one that got the backlash.
I don't know. I don't think I seen that one.
Yeah, it was. He did a pastor one that got a lot of backlash because obviously people are very sensitive about their religion, right? But this one is kind of very similar. So I'm curious to see what. I haven't read anything about it like recently today, but I'm curious to see exactly what the advancement has been because that shit is funny as hell.
I mean, she's just. I think she's like. I know there's conspiracy theories of people being robots, but I think she's a robot.
Yo,
I can't not
she's definitely something. Just odd.
Yeah.
Odd, man.
It's like as strange human being. Like
Yeah.
the way she operates and talks, like it's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like nobody talks like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody talks like she's a fembot. She's definitely Austin Powers fembot. She's definitely a fembot. Moving on. Very, very good by Drewski. I was very entertained by that. Let's see here. We have this. So we go from funny to not funny. This was not funny. So here we go. Woman hires migrant workers to work on home and then calls ICE on them to avoid paying them. You have to be the lowest of the low to do this to people. Just because you don't want to pay the $10,000 or whatever it is that you owe them. It's like, would you want them to work for free? Just because you think that you're better than them?
It's like you have to pay anyway. You're getting work done. You gotta pay for it, no matter what it is. You know, you're getting a service done. Gotta pay. But that's just like literal like scumbag people. Like that's disgusting.
Yeah, it was really, really fucking pitiful, man. Like you got ICE out there. Look how many ICE agents are out there for these guys. They're just working. They're not bothering anybody.
Nos cayó la pinche ley, valió madre. Nos rodearon. Estoy en todo el derecho de grabar, no estoy haciendo nada malo también. O sea, yo estoy cooperando, puedo cooperar con usted, no hay problema.
¿Estás grabando en este momento?
Estoy grabando, sí.
Ok. Y se lo pude por mí.
No, está bien. La verdad que yo estoy aquí, no estoy haciendo nada malo también.
But that's the type of country that we're living in now. Is that, and I can guarantee you that woman is going to go ahead and go hide behind her Bible, right? And I'm a Christian. You're a Christian, but you can be able to think that you can do that to other people and think that you're going to have a place when you pass on, that you're gonna go up there, and people at the gate gonna be like, hey, there is a discrepancy here on your file. You do remember doing this to these people, but you didn't think that they were up here. They're here. They're good people. So you thought that you were gonna. Oh no, we're sorry. There's no room for you, but we do have you on the waiting list. Or you can be able to take this door here and
Go downstairs.
You can go downstairs. Downstairs into the wait. Yes, there's a waiting area downstairs.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I'm telling you, I'm sure she's one of those evangelicals that This is the type of people that we're dealing with in this country now. There's no humanity. There's no sympathy or empathy for people. They just do bullshit like this. So karma is going to come to this person, and I can't wait when it does. I hope a fucking tornado comes and rips off her fucking roof. That's what I hope happens. And then the person that comes to fix it does a horrible job and charges you triple the amount that you didn't want to give these poor guys. Scum. Moving on. Oh, this is funny. U.S. Army increases enlistment age limit from 35 to 42. Boy, oh boy, I tell you. It's funny. You know, I'm around that age. You think that I'm going to take my old ass and enlist in what war? For what agency? No, thank you. No, thank you. And if it does happen, if there's a draft that happens for people that are in their early 40s, then you can have the military police come right here. I'm not going. Not going.
That is like, if that were ever the case, I mean, like, then we know, like, we're in a bad spot.
We're in a bad spot.
Yeah, like we're not doing well. If you
We're in a
gotta
bad
call
spot.
on, 40-year-olds to kind of come help out. So hopefully, that doesn't happen. But we don't know where this is going. So, but that is like that 7-year increase. You said 35 to 40.
Yeah, it's like I don't believe it's not draft.
But it's just like
it's just more of that they raised their cutoff.
Yeah.
So they didn't want anybody that was older than 35 getting into the military. So now they've extended another 7 years, which is interesting. Well, and I can understand it now just because people are a lot healthier.
Yeah.
Right? People are a lot healthier. They're living healthier lives. They're in better health, period. So being 40 is kind of like being in your 30s. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how you live your life. Yeah. So that shouldn't be a deal breaker if people do want to go ahead and express desire of going into the military. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I honestly think, obviously 40 is not old, but I feel like if you want to be in the military, like whatever age,
Yeah.
why not? Go help out in some way. You could just be 70 years old. I don't know if you want to, if that's your lifelong dream and you want to, put bandages on people.
Fight for America.
Go ahead. Yeah. So, yeah, obviously, hopefully, that situation.
Yeah, I mean, listen, think about it. Like, if you're somebody who's like, man, I'm tired of working at CVS at 39. Maybe I'll go join the military and do something with my life. Get out of your mama's basement and try to do something positive and productive. Who knows? I for sure am not doing it, but I'm not telling anybody else not to do it. Do what you want. It's a free country. Kinda. Moving on. Let's see here. See if we have anything else. Oh. This will probably be the last one. Oh, I've seen this. Hold on, wait a second. It was a funny, this is old though, so no, we're not gonna do that. This one here. It's our old friend. She's back. I don't know what I'm gonna say today, but she's back. Jada Pinkett Smith says she'll eventually let her husband, Will Smith, move back in. So, she was on a show and says that, she's getting open to being able to have him move back into her place or whatever it is. And let me see if there's some audio here.
This beautiful connection. We will.
Look at that.
Not right now.
But you will.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's.
Why do you say that with such clarity?
Because that's what it's going to be.
That's where it's headed.
Yeah.
And you both are on that page.
Yeah, and but right now I really do enjoy my space.
Yeah.
I've been living
alone.
I am my mother's only child.
Yeah.
Right? And so having this time that I've had to myself has been fantastic. Just to get to know me, even to have my house exactly how I want it. I don't have to be like, well, what color do you want this wall? You know what I mean? I can just do it.
You're the chooser.
I'm the chooser.
You're the chooser.
Right.
So when you imagine your life back together, because I'm sure you've seen it, how does that look to you?
Let me ask you a question. You're a young woman. Would you be married to somebody and live in separate places?
No, it's just weird to me. If you're living separately, like, why are you even married? Like, I get like you can maybe have some sort of relationship, but to be still legally married, like when I don't think they have open relationship, right?
It's
just
I
weird.
don't know what it is, honestly.
Yeah, but for her to say like, oh, like I'm getting there to be ready to have him come back, like that's just, if you feel that type of way, then why are you still with that man?
You don't like him.
It's just
keep it on it. You just don't like him. You don't like the fact that he's in your space. Because here's the thing: if you found your person, somebody being in your space doesn't affect you. Then when you are not into somebody, they can be at the door. You're 300 yards away, and you will feel like, why are you on me, bruh?
Yeah.
Because you don't like him.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. It's like, why do we have to see this play out in the public? I'm tired of it. And I'm sorry that I saw it. I'm reporting on it, but it's like, come on now. Now, I will give her this. I've been very mean to her over the last few years, and spiritual whistleblower shouts to her. She was just like, oh, they're both narcissistic. They're both narcs, right? Will does stuff behind the scenes, and I'm just like, all right. I don't know that for certain, but I'm not gonna say no. She don't look too bad now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I did call her Nosferatu years ago, but she didn't look too bad in this little interview here. It's fine. Hair grew back. She looks good. Looks happy. So maybe her being out of this man's space, all right.
Came back to life.
Maybe exactly. You see, you did it. I didn't do it. You did it. I didn't do it. You set it up, and I'm not taking the bait. But that was good. That was really good. You think she got caught? No, never mind. Never mind. A lot of times they say that when the undead they have time to rest, and they take certain souls. They could be able to regenerate. Never mind. But yeah, I can't get jiggy with this. It's a weird dynamic, and they gotta figure it out. Moving on. I think that is. Let me see if I have anything else here. Oh. No, I talked about that. We'll keep that for basketball. This is what we're going to end on, because I know you heard of it, and if you didn't, this is nuts. Quadruple amputee and cornhole champion accused of fatally shooting friend during a car argument and driving off with body inside.
To a bizarre story out of Charles County. Police now investigating after a professional cornhole player with no hands and no legs is accused of firing a deadly shot all while driving. We want to get out to our Homa Bash. She is live in La Plata this evening with more details. Homa?
Angie, bizarre to say the least. But before we get any further into this story, I just want to try to answer the question that so many people have right now. How did someone with no arms, no hands, manage to fire a gun and allegedly kill someone?
It's early in the investigation, but there is no evidence at this point to suggest anybody else was involved in the shooting, and that he acted alone on this.
Now watch closely. You're looking at the man accused of murder in this case. Video from his TikTok page titled "No Hands, No Feet, Shooting 9mm Handgun."
Now to bizarre.
All right. That's a sad case because somebody lost their life. This maniac shoots his friend and tells the people that were in the back to get rid of the body. So mafia style, right? But I now have to take a different approach. How the hell are you going to have an argument with somebody that has no hands and no feet? That your reaction time to be able to see him reaching for something where he has no hands and no feet, for you to not be able to put your hands and feet on him. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm not putting 2 hands and 2 feet on his ass. There's no way.
Yeah.
I'm kicking your stumpy ass out of that car. You'll be rolling like a log on the street, on the highway. And I'm gonna tell the people in the back, go pick him up. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Like what? First off, it's like, all right. For somebody to take that drastic of a step to be able to shoot you, there had to be some lead up. Some aggressive lead up. And for you to actually like not have any I understand like you're not fearing that, but if that's my man and I seen him start shooting guns with no hands and no feet, that is like a Bishop Juice moment, and you're too young to understand that analogy. That's a movie where high school kids in the hood, they're doing stuff. Guy gets a gun because he's getting bullied, and now he feels the God complex. Now he's like, all right, I got this gun. Can't nobody mess with me now. Same thing. This is a guy that has defied the odds, right? Defied the laws of logic. No arms, no legs, but you are a successful cornhole professional player, and you've taught yourself how to be able to shoot a gun with no assistance. You have now gotten to a point where it's like, I will no longer be bullied. I will no longer feel like I have to capitulate in any argument, in any discussion, in any scenario, because I have the ability to be able to have something over you. I have this ability to shoot you now. So you have to fear me instead of laughing at me. You see where I'm getting at? Yeah. So you as a friend, you gotta see the God complex coming, because it doesn't get any better from there. If this was just a regular person shooting, okay, cool. This is a person that has dealt with those type of trials and tribulations and adversities. You gotta watch it. Yeah. Red flag.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with, like, because also do, like, it seemingly that's his only really defense kind of toward anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because he obviously learned and trained how to do this. Like, okay, this is something I could do to protect myself if anything happens. And, like, obviously, like, you feel bad for the people who get bullied, but they deal with a lot, so they have a lot of pent-up anger and aggression and stuff. So once they get that ability, they're like, okay, no one can tell me no now. Like, they just go crazy.
Yeah, God complex, man. It's like there's nothing that I can say to you or you can say to me that is going to make me change my mind. I have superiority over you now. Mm-hmm. I don't have to rely on anybody. Gotta watch out for people like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of what the scenario was. But at the same time, I see that coming. I'm kicking you the hell out of that car so fast. And there's no way you can get back. There's no way you can get back in this car. How you gonna open the door? Nope. Ain't getting me. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So that's a crazy ass story, and that is my irrelevant news of the week.
You gotta be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch this?
Unbelievable shit.
Yeah, they stink.
Let's go ahead and go discuss a little basketball. Cam Thomas. I talked about this a little bit on social media on IG. Cam Thomas was with the Brooklyn Nets. He was a guy that was a 20-point scorer last season prior to that. Was in some contract negotiations with the Nets and wanted $100 million. He wanted $30+ million a year, $30-40 million a year, and the Nets were not giving that to him. And negotiations went bad. The Nets offered a 2-year deal worth like anywhere between $28 and $30 million. Then they went ahead and countered with like 1 year, $12 million, and was 1 year for 10. He took $6 million for 1 year to be able to become an unrestricted free agent. And took the deal, didn't really get much playing time with Brooklyn going forward. Brooklyn released him, and he ends up getting signed by the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks are going through a very, very rough time this season because team's not very good. They've had injuries. Giannis has been in and out of the rotation, and they trade rumors with him. So there's a lot of stuff that was going on. But Cam Thomas going on the team, a lot of people was just like, it's a good fit. They don't have that type of scoring. They don't have that type of microwave scoring, and his ability to be able to put the ball in the basket can be able to help the Bucks have some type of consistency off their bench or even in the starting lineup. So everybody looked at it and said that it would work. 46, 47 days later, and we're talking about like obviously 6 weeks, the Milwaukee Bucks go ahead and cut Cam Thomas. And shouts to Bishop, that's my man, big time Brooklyn Nets fan, told me that, there was some issues with Cam Thomas with Brooklyn, that he's a very mercurial guy, right? Like his attitude is just, he's a little weird. He's a guy that doesn't really like show much emotion. He's not the rah-rah cheerleader on the bench to be able to like be there and be supportive of guys. And that necessarily is not a bad thing to be as a person, but it does send a bad message when you're on a basketball team or a team in general, because people don't know this about you. They don't really know your personality in and out, and you kind of being a recluse from the team is going to cause chemistry problems. So I'm not saying that that's exactly what happened in Brooklyn, but there has to be something. We're not hearing anything come out, but you hear fans talk about it. You hear some people writing about stuff. There's certain things, and then he gets cut by Milwaukee, and Doc Rivers doesn't want to talk about it. And there has to be something in regards to this kid's behavior where I've never seen a 20-point scorer get cut twice in a season. It just doesn't happen. It's never happened before. So there got to be something to it. And I hear people, it's just the NBA politics and all this other stuff. Like, what is the NBA politics? If a guy has an attitude, we've seen guys be able to keep playing with attitudes just as long as they're producing. But this kid is just not sticking, and there has to be a reason. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what the future for Cam Thomas is. I'm sure somebody else is going to take a chance on him, but he's on this dangerous trajectory where, not saying anything like for his safety, but his NBA career might be on the line. If the team didn't want to give you $100 million, you settle for $6 million. whatever you signed with the Milwaukee Bucks with was, you're not going to get anywhere near probably $6 million in free agency, because now there's a rap sheet. Now people are talking. Now GMs are talking to other GMs, talking to other coaches, and now they want to see exactly the type of character of guy that they're bringing in. I just don't know what the future holds for him. I hope that he sticks around, but overseas might be calling his name. Big Three, I don't know, but it's not a good sign for a young player to be 4 years in the league, put up those type of numbers, and not have a basketball team. It's unheard of. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious to see what happens. I'm not going to kick his back in, but there is something there in regards to whether it's behavior, not buying in, right? Because his game is very one-dimensional. He needs the ball in his hand. He doesn't move well without the basketball. He's not a great defender. So these things, if you're not buying into a coach's scheme and you're just going out there doing your own thing, then you're going to be persona non grata. You're going to be a guy that's not going to be received well because you're not buying in. You're not a good teammate. You're not coachable. And if those things are true, he's going to have a very hard time sticking in the NBA. So it's sad to see, but some guys do it to themselves if that's the case. Not saying that it is, but if it is, you know, it's a story that we've heard a lot in regards to behavior and what guys are like expose themselves to, or what they just won't do. They just don't want to be a part of the team. So sucks, but you know, it's his cross to bear and his situation to be able to try to figure out. Moving on. There is a Isiah Thomas clip I want to go ahead and play. It's
fastball or
very
change?
Interesting. I don't know who the hell that was. Let's see if I can find it here.
And I said this to Kevin
Here we
Durant,
go.
and I'm gonna say this and I said this to Kevin Durant, and I'm gonna say this to all of you sitting on the panel. And I said to Kevin Durant, hey, if you would have played back in our era, and they put you in the triple post at that mid post area, and they took Michael Jordan out, and you played with Pippen, and you played with Kukoc, and you got to run into the mid post, shit. Would he have won 6 championships? Absolutely. With Rodman and Pippen and Kukoc and BJ and Craig Hodges and all them around him, and he get to post up in the mid-range, and that ball is, you know, targeted to him every night, and he's getting up 25, 30 attempts. Yeah, he can do the same thing. The most amazing thing about Kevin Durant is, go back and, ask one of your research guys to pull this data up. How many shot attempts does Durant have compared to the shot attempts that Jordan had to break the record?
We got to get a research group, first of all. That's going to be our number one thing we're taking.
He's definitely one of the most efficient scorers to ever play this game. So I can understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't think he's taking like over 16, 17 shots a night. Very rarely is you see Kevin Durant like taking 30 shots. You know, he gives it to you, you know, on 17, 18 shots.
That's real.
And I said this to Kevin Durant.
Interesting comments by Isiah Thomas. And shouts to Isiah Thomas because he's looking a lot better from the Bell's palsy that he suffered. Speaking a lot better, looking a lot better. So I like that for him. Kevin Durant just moved into 5th place on the all-time scoring list, passing Michael Jordan. And it's very, very interesting what Isiah Thomas was looking at. So I want to see the actual shot attempts I'm going to go look that up. So give me a second here, because that's something that's interesting. Shot attempts between him and Michael Jordan at this stage. Right? So we have, where's the total number? Let's see if I can be able to find the actual total number. Here we go. So field goal attempts, he has 22,000 field goal attempts in 18 years. Let's go ahead and go see how many attempts Michael Jordan has. Michael Jordan has that record. So let's see how many shot attempts Michael Jordan has. Michael Jordan has, okay. So in 15 years, Michael Jordan has 24,000 shot attempts. So it's very close, right? 18 years, 22,000. 15 years, 24,000. So if you're factoring out the years, that's 3 more seasons that Kevin Durant has played, and 2,000 less shots. That means that Kevin Durant is a more efficient scorer than Michael Jordan was. Is he a better player? No, that's not what we're talking about. That's not what Isiah Thomas is talking about either. He's just saying that Kevin Durant's skill set with that team, if you've got him in the triple post and you're feeding him and he's doing his game, mid-range assassin, that type of style of basketball played well in the 90s. You can see that he can still be very efficient and still be able to might have the same impact winning the championships. I'm not going to go there because it's just a hard conversation to have where you're taking this guy from this generation, putting him in this generation, and then saying that he would succeed there. Okay, it's a barbershop conversation, right? But we do know that Kevin Durant is probably the most gifted basketball player in regards to scoring the basketball we've seen in NBA history. You know what I mean? He's up there. This is a guy who, if he continues to play, you never know. He's 8,000 or so points away from getting the 40. If he wants to keep playing and he can be able to still remain healthy, because he's played very healthy this season with the Houston Rockets. You never know. You never know. But he's probably the most gifted scorer we've ever seen. So do I think that he can get 6 championships? Probably not. Do I think that he can get a couple? Absolutely. 2, 3. Who knows if you want to go ahead and play that game. But it's too much of a what if. You know what I mean? I can say this with certainty. Kevin Durant's game does apply to the 90s. He could have played in the 90s if he was born at that time, right? If he was playing in that time, he would still be as great as he is now because of the type of game that he has. So that I can definitely agree with Isiah Thomas about. Everything else in regards to championships and he's still going to win the 6. You know what I mean? It's just, it's tough. That's like saying, oh, you put LeBron James on the Lakers in the 80s, he can still do the things that Magic Johnson can do. Yeah, I'm sure that they, the stats and all that, the triple doubles and the fact that they're almost the same height, not the same game, but there is some flash of LeBron's game, and he could have probably been able to handle the Showtime stuff, but they're just different players, yes, but we're not going to play this what if generation. It's just a nonsense conversation. It's good for a podcast, but it's not realistic. And we just have to appreciate the guy that we see in front of us in regards to Kevin Durant moving up that list. I think he's moved up like 5 or 6 spots this season. So the guy he's an all-time historic basketball player. And I wish that was just his legacy. I wish that was all his legacy, but it's not. It's all the other bullshit too. The burner accounts, him just being a a very distant teammate. Him going to Golden State and doing, winning the championships and, just being the person that he is. I think this is his 5th team. So he's turned literally into like a journeyman player. There's just a lot to not like, but his game in itself, amazing. Like, one of the most efficient scorers we probably will ever see at this level, if not the best. And, him being on the Rockets this season, it hasn't worked. He has a new deal. This team is very odd. I remember when he got traded, and I was just like, okay, well, who's playing point guard? You're going to have Amen Thompson playing point guard? It just doesn't work. Nothing works on this team. It's just not constructed properly. So are they going to be a playoff team? Yes. Are they going to be a first-round exit? 100%. There's no way the Rockets get out of the first round. There's just no way. They're just not good enough. They don't look like they like each other, and that's a big thing in regards to this time of year. Chemistry, camaraderie. I think there was a source or anonymous source that said that like players are just not really into him. They just kind of regret that the fact that he got here. You know what I mean? He's talked about Jabari Smith. It's one thing to be a veteran and for people to be able to mute up and listen to you. It's another thing to be the veteran where people kind of roll their eyes, and you don't want to have that type of impact, because if you're the veteran that rolls their eyes, have players that roll their eyes every time you say something, it's not going to end well, especially with young players that they idolize guys that are before them that have done great things. And if those kids start to roll their eyes because of the behaviors that you show them and show the team or whatever it is on a nightly basis, it's just, I don't know where Kevin Durant is gonna go to actually find happiness on the basketball court. It just seems like everywhere he goes, it's always the team's fault. And he has to go ahead and go somewhere else. He got to go somewhere else. Kevin, James Harden's the same thing. He got to go. It's like, when are you going to just realize that, you're great, but there's also a lot more to greatness. It's not just you being the most efficient scorer to ever play this game, but there also has to be a level of like mentorship and like maturity that you can be able to take some young guys under your wing and really show them the ropes. I don't see that in Kevin Durant. I just don't. And Kevin Durant is 36, 37? Like, how long are you going to keep doing this same charade? It's just getting old now. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get the criticism that LeBron James gets, because that's just, with that level of greatness is going to come with a higher level of scrutiny. Kevin Durant's great. He'll never be LeBron. He'll never be Jordan. He'll never be looked at like Kobe Bryant. He's great, but he's always going to be a tier lower than those guys. When he should be on the same level, not only just with the game, but also just his stature and personality and his impact on the game. It's just not there. And these conversations that people have, Isiah Thomas, shouts to him, just shows his respect and appreciation for the talent that Kevin Durant is. But for me, it's just mirrored in sadness because of what could have been if he was just a different type of leader, a different type of basketball player. We probably would have marked down as one of the greatest careers ever, start to finish. But there's so much gray with Kevin Durant. So sad, but it is what it is. Moving on. I had talked about the head coach that cried about losing the UConn, but I ain't gonna give her no smoke today. I talked about her enough. It's time, Silent Assassin. We are here. The greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Every week I go around the room and I ask who is the dummy of the week? What you got?
These are it's like a very niche dummy, but just like people, I don't know what it is. Like whenever I'm at an event or anything, just working, and people see a camera, they just have to come over and just stand in your personal space. Like, I'm like, it should be the opposite. Like you see a camera, you should stay
Just
away
move,
from it.
right?
But I was at on Saturday, this past Saturday, at an event, and it's like a woman's event where they're having speakers and whatnot, and then there wasn't like enough chairs, so some people were standing up, but two people in particular, I mean, there was, like I said, there was people standing very close to me that didn't really need to be that close.
Yeah.
And this one lady, like, literally has her two legs in between my tripod, is like standing, like, I could show you, but like imagine like the woman, like her legs were
right.
Like, why? Like, there's space where you can be somewhere else. Like, why are you up inside my tripod? Basically.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
What was the size of this person?
They're relatively small.
Okay, because a lot, sometimes the bigger the person or the more intrusive they are. But continue, go ahead.
No, but yeah, they were relatively small. But I'm assuming, like, do you, like, not? And she kept looking over at me, like, I'm working, and I get triggered when people stare at me. Like, it's just, like, something inside of me. I just get very angry. So I'm, like, giving her the side eye. Like, she knows I'm looking at her, too. I'm like, you want something to say? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm bothering you, let me know. But, like, you came over into my space. So why are you looking at me and trying to get up in my space? And then, so that happened. And then later on, this guy, I kid you not, like, again, is like basically in the tripod and trips like 3 times. But I kind of got the vibe like, okay, like he's gonna do something. So I was holding it.
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't holding that thing, it's toppled over, and I'd be like, okay, where's my money to pay
exactly
my stuff? I'm like, you clearly see that there's like an object here. Walk around where you're not that close, where then you're tripping. And he wasn't young, he wasn't old. So it's like, I'm sure I would have been the bad guy with the tripod out, and this guy got injured, even though he's all up in my
Oh my
space.
God. This person accosted me. It's like, dude, you're standing in a place where you shouldn't stand.
Yeah, and note this too, multiple times where the host of the event is like, hey, we have cameras filming. Please, like, mind the cameras.
Right.
Like, don't walk in front of them. Don't walk near them. And, of course, a whole night long, people walking in front with their big heads blocking and stuff.
Looking like a bootleg burn movie.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just like, come on. Like, you gotta understand. Just don't walk in front of the camera. Don't be by the camera. Please give us space. I don't really like to be around people. Just I need,
You know what's crazy about people is that they attract the cameras like moths to a light, right?
Yeah.
But then when you do put them on camera, I'm not trying to be on. Then move your stupid ass out of the way.
I get offended. I'm like,
You know
I'm
what
not
I mean?
filming you.
I didn't give you the okay to film me. Then get out of the damn shot before I jab you in the throat.
Yeah. I do get like that, like when I'm taking pictures, and it's like I'll be taking pictures of something else, and then someone I can see, like, because if I'm pointing a camera, you don't really, if I'm in your direction, you just assume like I'm taking a picture of you, which I get it, but like 9 out of 10 times I'm not taking a picture of you.
Yeah.
And then there's that one woman is like, oh, I don't want to be filmed. I'm like, yeah, don't worry, like I wasn't even looking at you.
Don't worry,
anyway.
lady. I would never put you on camera because you're not that nice looking. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's just little things, video people, photo people got to deal with. So
Listen, I always tell you, you're just too nice. You know what I mean? Like, you'll give them the mean look, but your mean look is not the toughest mean look. You're still a very nice person, so you need to use your voice and say, move, please, because this is very expensive equipment. I need you to move. Period. I need you to move.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to say it, you call me, and I'll be like, look, are you paying for none of this stuff here? Get your ass out of here. Get out.
Yeah.
I'll be the black guy to take the heat. You know what I mean? Excuse me. It's just your stuff? Absolutely. And if you kick it over again, I'm going to kick you in the throat. You know what I mean? It's just, but people are they're just aimlessly stupid. That you have to chalk it up to that. We talked about Skattbo. We talked about a whole bunch of other stuff. People are just stupid. That's just it. It doesn't matter. You can have signs. It can be neon lights. There can be glowing lights. It doesn't matter. It could be somebody on a loudspeaker saying this 50 times a minute. They will still walk in front of it. We literally have created something that has big letters on it, right? Shaped like an octagon. It says stop in bright red. And you still have people that will completely miss it and blow through a stop sign. There's no disclaimer that's going to protect you from stupid.
Yeah.
That's just all it is. So, just be a little meaner. That's all. Just try to say, you know what? I'm going to channel my friend Barry. I know he tells me all the time that I'm nice, but I just want to be him one day. Just be rude as hell. Let them say, oh my God, she's just nasty. Thank you. Thank you. It's exactly what I want. Because if you think I'm nasty, then you're going to move out of my way. You know what I mean? If you think I'm nice and you're like, oh, she's nice. She takes good. No. Make me be an animal. Like, make me look like a bad person so you can just go. So, yeah, those people get the definitely.
Dummy. Yeah.
I wish I had a stupid button here, too. We could be able to put in the dummy and stupid. That was a good one. And I like the nuanced dummies. So keep them coming because it's personal. I love those things. I have one, and boy, oh boy, did they step in it. May I have the drum roll, please? And the winner for Dummy of the Week, Netflix. Netflix gets my...
Dummy. Yeah.
Now, when we heard the announcement that opening night for baseball is going to be Yankees and Giants, okay, great. It's going to be on, yes, it's going to be on Amazon. No, Netflix. And here's the problem, right? You can have it on Netflix because they have sporting events on Netflix now, whatever. But who the hell assigned Jameis Winston to be a part of the broadcast? We love Jameis, right? Great personality. I'm not even saying that he was the problem, but you don't know baseball, bro. Get out of here. They had the Usos wrestling. What are you were just there to promote the damn tag team championships and the wrestling event that's gonna happen in Madison Square. Like, this is baseball. What are we doing? And then you had broadcasters that knew nothing about the game. You had some girl, she didn't even know what home plate was. And then you have people that are getting interviewed while the game is happening, like while important stuff is happening in the game. There's an ABS challenge that's going on right now, and you're interviewing somebody in the dugout. Make it make sense.
Yeah, like this is not the All-Star game where it's all fun and games. Like, this is a real
it's a regular season game.
Yeah.
We understand it was a blowout. Max Fried he was unhittable. You know what I mean? The Yankees won 7-0, but you still got to cover the game because people want to watch the game. They don't want this extravaganza like you just said. This is not an all-star game. Yeah. This is not home run derby. This is a baseball game. Cover the damn game. Put the camera on the game and let us hear the commentary, and that's it.
Yeah, even like my brother says, like, this whole entrance is ridiculous. He's like, I understand it's opening day, but he's like, I don't need no damn cheerleaders, dancers, and trolleys out.
What is happening?
It's like, it's baseball. Just announce the starting lineups and let's
play. Like you turned opening night into a gimmick.
Yeah.
This is baseball. Don't listen. I don't want Netflix doing those. They can do boxing, right? Just you can keep the boxing events. Monday Night Raw is on Netflix. Cool. Leave the baseball alone. This is so bad. I want to go back to ESPN. I would rather go back to ESPN if this is what it is. Rob Manfred had an embarrassing interview. It's just like, why would you even put him on camera? He's an idiot. We know this. And this just makes him look like a bigger idiot. It's a clown show with the biggest clown. And you have the clown car with all of these other people coming out of it. It's a good thing that they didn't have the Mets on the first night, because I would have lost my mind. I would have probably broke my TV, because if this is the only way I could be able to watch the Mets play, I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
And I had to sacrifice the first game of the season because I don't want to see stupid ass coverage. What are we doing?
Yeah, it was a hard, like I watched like the first couple of games, but it was a hard watch. It just didn't feel like a baseball game.
No.
It felt like I know like Matt Vescursion was on that. I was like, it literally feels like I'm watching like MLB The Show type of gameplay mixed with the All-Star game.
Right.
It just, in the comments, like the way that they communicate is just not. I know we're so lucky with the Mets having, Gary, Keith, and Ron, but that was just, and like even with Apple TV and now Netflix, it's like villain number one for baseball. It's just not good commentary.
Who the hell, whoever is running Netflix sports division, you need to go.
Mm-hmm.
You are probably somebody who's never watched sports in their life. Mm-hmm. That you think that everything needs to be broadcast like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Not even the Super Bowl does dumb shit like this. Get experts. You have the money, which means that you can be able to pay the best people to be on broadcast. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Love Jameis. He's entertaining. I think he's going to have a great post NFL career. He's going to be great. He's going to have the best pod. He's going to be the best. He's going to do well. I don't want him here.
Yeah.
He doesn't play here.
Yeah. It's just like, even the show that like I mentioned, like Tiki Barber is on like the baseball show. I'm like, why the hell is he even?
Now, granted, we know that he has he's on the radio and stuff like that. Yeah. It's fine. He likes baseball. He knows the game, but it's just like.
It's like you couldn't find anyone else that was off tonight.
Where's A-Rod?
Yeah.
Right?
Honestly, because who else? It was like Pujols was there.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds talked about he was almost a Yankee, and that was interesting, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe it. It could be lying, but, whatever.
Yeah, but Alex Rodriguez would be... I like the way when he's on a broadcast.
A-Rod is amazing. A-Rod is the Tony Romo of baseball. Mm-hmm. He just knows it, gets it. It's just, he used to breathe baseball. You know what I mean? Like, so hearing his analysis and expertise would have been good here. But even if it's not A-Rod, there's plenty of guys that know the game. Get them. Get a reputable crew that you can be able to build and gain that respect. We as baseball fans still have PTSD from ESPN. It's it's horrible coverage, and if you are worse than that, that's pretty fucking bad. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, Netflix, I don't want you covering no damn baseball.
Dummy, yeah.
Don't want you. You can do boxing, you can do UFC, you can have people jumping out of planes. I don't give a shit what you do. Leave the baseball alone. Because you got people that don't even know where home plate is on your broadcast. Make it make sense. And then I'm telling you, Rob Manfred has to be the stupidest commissioner I've ever seen. I don't care what sport you go down the list. Go down the list of all the commissioners in every sport. He's the stupidest. Mm-hmm. In the sport that we love the most. I blame him. I'm sure he's the one that brokered this deal. Idiot.
Only a couple more years left. So
yeah, counting down the days. Yeah. There's a piece of tin. Your head is a piece of tin.
Dummy, yeah.
That's all for this show. Quick PSA. Not long. Maybe. I don't know. Is anybody surprised yet? Is anybody scared? Is anybody shocked about what's going on? I've talked about this for months, years. I've said that this was going to happen. I told you. It's not a shock to me. It's sad to watch, right? It's sad to see it happen. But I'm not shocked that it's happened because I've said it over and over again. This country is being overran by racist Christian nationalists that when they are in power, they are going to force you to believe what they want you to believe. Let's go ahead and go talk about Pete Hegseth talking about how Iran is the #1 sponsor of statewide terrorism, right? Because they build bombs and they take away from their people. And they don't care about giving back to the people. Sounds like here, doesn't it? Sounds like here with the military-industrial complex. You don't have money to put into Social Security. You're taking away Social Security money. You're taking away Medicare money. You're taking away SNAP. You're taking away food stamps. You don't want to. You took away the ability, all the food that we used to give the USAID, right? To be able to feed hungry countries out there. You don't want to do those things because, oh, there's too much government spending. There's too much waste and fraud and abuse. But you can go ahead and go ask Congress for an extra $200 billion to be able to fight your war that would be able to end child poverty. It could be able to make affordable child care for everybody. You can be able to feed everybody. You can be able to have your Medicaid programs and universal health care for all with that money. And then you have people continuing to be gaslit. See, the thing is with social media and the world shrinking with your phone is that you can be able to have access to different types of cultures that you never really had the option to do in 1979. So whatever you're seeing in front of you, whatever America is giving you is what you think it is. Unless you're somebody who's very, very well traveled, that can be able to go to different places and experience different cultures. But this thing right here allows you to be able to shrink the world, doesn't it? So when it allows you to shrink the world, you can still, you can then see everything else that's happening around the world, correct? So when you have people tell you about, Muslims are taking over the country and we need to stop them in Sharia law, and they're so terrible to women in those places. I'm not saying that there's not, right? There's a lot of oppression that happens in other countries, right? Especially to women. What about here? We have reversed Roe v. Wade. So you have people that are not women telling you what to do with your own body. But yet you want to go ahead and do the Kansas City shuffle and talk about, well, them over there. At some point, the masses are not going to believe you anymore. Back in 2003, when we went to war, right? No matter if people hated it or liked it, there was this patriotic feeling of, we got to get behind it. You know what I mean? 9/11 happened, this happened, whatever it is. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and go do this. Go ahead and go poll and see exactly what the actual support is for this war. Because people realize that we're not supposed to be there. You have military people that are actually there that are saying the same thing, that they don't want to fight a war that doesn't make sense because there is no plan. There never was a plan. You see, when you have a failing autocrat and a failing dictator that is easily manipulated because they're such a narcissist that you can literally prop them up with telling them how good they are, and you can be able to treat them like a little kid. Here, Timmy, here's your little tablet. You can be able to watch all the little bombs and explosives that you want. Keep them distracted over here while you're doing the stuff over here. You can be able to have the Speaker of the House make up trophies and awards to keep you busy, because that is what allows them to keep their jobs, to be able to continue to kiss ass. The biggest war criminal in the world can be able to tell you, oh, well, you should have won the Nobel Peace Prize. They know how to do things to keep you distracted while they continue to do BS around the world. So when you go ahead and say that there's other countries that are worse and we need to prevent them from spreading this and spreading that, you know why Gaddafi's no longer here is because he was like, I don't have any nuclear weapons. You can come do what you want. And you know what the U.S. did? They did exactly that. They got Gaddafi. And then his particular military did some bad things to him. All right? But let me ask you a question, Silent Assassin. You think the U.S. would ever invade Russia?
Hell no.
What about North Korea?
Hell no.
What about China?
Hell no.
What about any country that has a nuclear bomb?
No.
So if you're a country that doesn't have one, and you are seeing two countries that are partnering and they are doing a lot of bad things, and you saw what happened 20 years ago to somebody else, and you're just like, well, they gave up their nuclear program and look what happened to them, or they didn't have one and they went in. You don't want that to happen to you. So you always have to make sure that you have an ace in the hole. Not the fact that you're going to use it, but having an ace in the hole will prevent somebody from coming to try to knock your door down. You understand? We're not saying that there's not some bad characters in the Middle East, of course. But how about we start looking in the mirror here? Colonialism, racism, civil war. Remember that? You know what the Civil War is about, right? It's about trying to keep slavery intact. You know what the stock market was built on? Slavery. That's what they were exchanging. So when you go ahead and talk about bad, and you talk about what we should be doing to stop other people, how about you turn the fucking mirror to yourself? Because you can be able to change if you want to. The question is, do you want to? And every failing nation ends up flailing like this. They end up trying to instill their force on other people because they know that there's nothing else there. And if the bully doesn't continue to be the bully, once you punch that bully, you realize that the bully cannot hit you back. And I think that for the first time in a very long time, the bully has met somebody that's not going to back down from them. So I say to you, as a young person, because you're seeing gas prices rise, grocery rising, everything is rising to the point where it went from people saying, oh my God, this is a bad thing, to now you have people who are completely brainwashing in a cult. They will tell you, oh, well, the price of goods rising is a good thing because that tells you that we have the greatest economy in the world. We are the dumbest people on planet Earth as a whole. The world laughs at us. And what's going to end up happening is that when the laughter stops, everything else stops. Which means that you get no more partnerships, allies leave, the petrodollar that was designed back in the 70s, where the currency of oil is U.S. currency. The Strait of Hormuz is telling you right now that they're letting some people in. They're starting to charge people, but they're also telling them, you need to switch your currency. It's going to be backed by the Chinese dollar now. And you know what happens if the world decides to switch currency for oil to somebody else? The U.S. economy drops. And I'm not just talking about dropping like, oh, well, we're talking about Great Depression level drops. And you don't want to see that here, especially with all of these other things that we have. But when you really think about it, when you think about other countries, about how clean the country looks, their transportation systems are top notch, they have universal health care for people, take care of their elders, right? We do the complete opposite here. So we've been operating like a third world country for very long with the guise or the lie, the Kansas City shuffle over here. Well, America's a superpower. Yeah, at one point it was. Until you let the idiots in, until you let greed in, until you let billionaires start dictating your policy. This country's broken, and I don't know when it'll be fixed, if it will be fixed. Rome wasn't built in a day, but it's fell in a day. Just think about that. Everything that you've built, you can be somebody who built your company from the ground up, right? And you go ahead and you entrust somebody to be able to run the day-to-day, and that person is a complete moron. And they go ahead and they negligently don't handle the funds well. And you're trading on, you're a public company, you're trading on the stock market, and they make all of these bad decisions. Your company can go under in a day. That's the problem here, is that this was incubated under George Bush. Corporate greed. Roe v. Wade being assaulted. They tried it then. Tried it in the 80s too, but they really tried it then. You're having the Supreme Court judges that are there. Bush appointed one. The one that's the worst one. He did it. This was then incubated when Barack Obama had 8 years in the White House. A black man from Kenya or whatever the hell they want to say. Or he's not even from here. Not because he's black? Yes, because he's black. He's not from here. 8 years, you as a person that believes that because of the way my skin looks or the hue of my skin, I'm superior to you and I have to support that. This was a overcorrection. Having this man, one of the stupidest people to ever be in our zeitgeist, become president of the United States. That's like I'll give it in basketball terms. There was an elite AAU team called IS-8. Only the great players, New York, like the upper echelon guys. But what happened to IS-8 is that greed got into it. So you have people that are making deals under the table, kids that have parents that have a lot of money, and now Billy, who should not be on this team, is on this team. So you've just watered down the prestige of your actual establishment and your organization for greed and money. It's exactly what we did with the presidency. The highest seat in the land, highest seat in the world, you let an idiot get in there and run it. You had one before with George Bush, so you got away with that, right? You went from dummy to scholar, Nobel Peace Prize, whatever, if he deserved it or not, whatever it is, right? And then you went from dummy, smart person, the world loved, to complete moron. It's not Donald Trump's fault that he's who he is. It's our fault. And I'm done with blaming a dummy that was put in a spot where the people put him there. You have to turn the mirror to yourselves now. So for all the Latinos out there that voted for Trump and that have families that have been deported, for white women that voted for Donald Trump in droves because they themselves, oh my goodness, we could never vote for a woman to be president. There's other countries that have women leaders doing just fine. But not here in America, because we don't think that women have the wherewithal to be leaders. So what was the civil rights movement about? What was giving women the right to vote and the right to be able to have good careers right there with men? What was all of that for? Nothing. Because you have dummies like this making decisions. This is supposed to happen. Maybe this is a wake-up call for people to realize that if you think that you can be able to make a decision like this without no consequence, this is showing you that everything you do has consequence. Every move you make has consequences, especially when it comes to politics. When you want to be selfish, when you want to go to that voting booth and you want to vote selfishly, you're not thinking about your fellow person. This is the consequence that you have. So if you can't pay your bills, it's your fault. If you don't have any money to put in your gas tank, it's your fault. Don't blame anybody else. You put them there. So how do you fix it? You need to fix yourself before anything else. And you got the Republican Party, you got the Democratic Party. Whoever needs to figure out that if you're the opposition party, you need to operate like the opposition party instead of incubating bullshit. That's where the issue is. So it's not just one thing. There's a myriad of problems here. And what's happening on the world stage is that the glass house is being revealed. The house of cards is right in front of you. Is that this big mighty country, this big mighty empire is backed by the petrodollar, and there's nothing else behind it. And if that goes, so does the empire. So I say to you people, are you going to wake up yet? You're going to go ahead and do what you have to do to be able to try to course correct this, because this is not going to be a 4-year fix. This is going to take this may take 15 years to fix. But you got to start now. You have to understand that it has to start now. But if you want to keep going ahead and, well, Jesus said that we need to go ahead and go take this money and go to war. Okay, cool. Keep seeing how that works for you. See what happens to us. That's all I'm going to say. That's all for this week. You know, I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but I am a truth teller, and nothing shocks me. So, any kind words, any last words, Silent Assassin?
It's hard to kind of, because everything that's going on you discuss and everything, it's hard to kind of find good things, but I think it's also important that you do try and look for those good things, because you kind of need, I mean, you understand the issues going on, but you kind of need to kind of get away to kind of take yourself out. And every time in history where there's a situation, there's always that, you know, one outsource, like in movies or sports, whatever it may be, that people can kind of go to and kind of de-stress, because it is a stressful situation for everyone. So just for me, just find something that can kind of, you know, help you, whether it be mentally, physically, emotionally, during these difficult times, and you know, say what you want to say. Don't be scared to kind of speak up on something that you find to be wrong, you know, and just try and help the best you can. So we'll get through it. Hopefully, you know, we got to just be United States of America. So, you know, it's a long it seems to be a long stretch, but I know you have to have some ounce of hope in us as a country. I think
this, I think, and those great message. I think that because of this war, people are starting to really open their eyes. No matter what party lines you're affiliated with, everybody realizes that this is just BS. It really is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we see exactly what this is. And if they continue, there's going to be revolt. It's just going to happen. And again, maybe it just needs to happen. Maybe there needs to be a revolution. I don't know. I'm not somebody who is I don't have clearance enough to be able to say things like that. But, you know, the power's with the people. You know, they're going to try to go ahead and try to jerry-rig the midterms and try to steal it, or try to, you know, postpone elections because of what's going on. But the power is always with the people, always. And people have to realize that. And if they realize that and they come together and, you know, look in the mirror and figure out what the problem is so you're not repeating terrible mistakes, that's when you can grow. It's about accountability. You know what I mean? I did this, I'm sorry. Listen, I've said it already, that if you triple trumped, there's no saving you. You're done. Just cut the line of the lifeboat and just... But for the people that were independents that they don't really understand, it's time for you to educate yourselves. Like, I tell people all the time, anybody that says I'm not into politics, those days are over. You have to be well read. You have to be informed without being inundated. You need to make sure that you know exactly what's going on, because that's how you can be able to make a difference. Knowledge is power. Being ignorant is not going to help anybody. So that's all for the show. Good show. I didn't think I had a lot to talk about, but I know how to run my mouth. And it's a double-edged sword of being a great communicator. So until next week, stay safe. Stay cool. Peace.